Hello and welcome to Computer Tech and More. Today we're going to look at the GuliKit KingKong 2 Pro controller. So I first saw this controller on another channel, and what kind of sold me on looking at it were the Halifax switches. So a smaller dead zone basically for your game controller. And we're going to take a look at it and compare it against my Xbox Series X, limited edition 20-year anniversary controller. All right, let's open it up and take a look at the controller. All right. Safety first, close the knife. Well, that's a pretty nice looking case. Protects all the switches and that kind of stuff. All right, in this box we got a USB-C to A cable, USB 2. It is a flat style cable, so that, whoops, I'm sorry, I was off camera. It's a flat style cable, and in my opinion, those are stiffer. They're not as easy to kind of bend around things. So I'm going to be using the controller wired as opposed to wirelessly. So I may be using a different cable than this one, but it's still good that it came with one. Let's see. This is a sticker. Okay. Let's see, what else do they have? Controller, GuliKit, electromagnetic sticks, buttons. I guess it's advertising everything that they sell. Okay. What we got here? Some more information. Let's keep moving. And controls, we got it in Chinese. We have it in English. Probably how to set everything up. I will probably need to read over this before I hook it up to my computer. This is probably not that reusable as a case. You might be able to use it enough, but this hinge right there, that's going to wear out. All right, we open it up. And there we go. That is the controller, and this is the 20-year anniversary Xbox controller. Let's flip them over. They have very similar feeling inner molds. Kind of this one's is more rubber. But let's see. Can I get on camera? Can you see that texture on there? It's sort of a pimply diamond pattern rubberized material, so it makes it very comfortable to hold. This one is just plastic. Hang on, I'm going to get my regular Xbox controller. All right, here's my original Xbox One X controller. So this is just smooth on the inside. You can see it's effectively the same as the 20-year anniversary. Not much to speak of with it. This one still uses micro USB as opposed to USB-C, which is substantially better plug. And what do we have here? USB-C. And then let's see, you have Windows, Android. Hang on, I need to adjust my focus. Android. What's that? Windows X. And Nintendo Switch. I'm out of focus again. Okay, let's... The Xbox switches. I'm out of focus again. I'm sorry. Take more pull force. I don't know if that matters to you. The Xbox has a more pleasant click, I think. So the pull trigger on the regular and this feel about the same. The clicks, this one is better than this, but this is better than this. My personal opinion. The joysticks, without it hooked up to a computer, feel exactly the same. The D-pad, basically the same. I kind of like this circle pattern better than, I guess that. But considering most games I play don't really use a D-pad, it doesn't really matter. Buttons feel identical. Oh, I turned it on. I have no idea how to turn it off right now. Okay, well, the lights turned off again, so whatever. And then it has a whole bunch of extra buttons on the front that I don't know what they do yet, because I need to read the manual. I'm hoping I can just plug this into my computer and it will work. And the reason for this, as opposed to my old controller, which I will say I'm happy with, would be for the Halifax switches, which just mean that the dead zone in the middle of the controller, so it's how far you have to push the controller before you start moving your character. So just want more fine control, so I'm hoping this will solve that. And if it doesn't, well, then won't be keeping it, I guess. All right, we'll go ahead and start testing out the controller and see how it looks on screen. A few additional details about the KingKong Pro 2. I tried using each of these different modes, specifically this no dead zone mode by pushing the star box. I found no real meaningful difference between it and the default mode when using the controller. Or the stick sensitivity. It could just be how I perceive things, but I just wanted to bring it up and point it out. I tested out when I was playing the game, but it was off camera. Before we get into talking about testing how I went through both these two controllers, I used it for a week and a half-ish, and I used it wired only. I did not test out wirelessly. I feel that it gets better latency being plugged in than using it wirelessly. So my review and talking about this controller is my experience with it wired only. I just want to note that in case you have any questions, I did not test it wirelessly. I did not set it up. All right, so I've been using this GuliKit KingKong Pro now for like a week and a half or so, and I really like the controls. So you can see just how little I'm moving it, and I'm going to change my focus to the controller rather than the game. See, I'm just barely tapping it. Let me switch over to my Xbox, and you're just looking at my current playthrough of Mass Effect. So see that I have to get a little, that I would be moving on the GuliKit. Now I'm moving. So there's just some extra sensitivity right in the middle that, especially if you're playing as a sniper, and my current class is a sniper, makes a lot of sense. So nothing. Let's switch back over to the KingKong 2 Pro. So just to turn it on, you either hit a control or just hit a button right there. And this one doesn't have lights, but last movement. So that just makes using like more accurate rifles a little bit easier. Now, I'm not in a combat scenario, but I do have some complaints about this controller, so I can run in the background. So these two shoulder buttons That has a much nicer click than that, but it's still adequate. It's fine. I don't have too much complaint about it. These buttons, I do prefer the loud click that I get with the Xbox, and even compared to the original there. I mean, it's not the original Xbox, it's the original Xbox One. I kind of prefer that to what's on here, but these are still fine. They're close enough that I can feel the click very well. I haven't really used the D-pad, unfortunately. Pushing the home button, which I always misclick, brings up like the Xbox information, while the plus sign brings up the save stuff, which is what you get with these three lines there on the Xbox. The parts of it that I guess I would just say I don't really like are these triggers. I just don't like them as much as the original Xbox. I like the spring tension a lot better on the original Xbox. It just, how do I say, it feels more nuanced. So when like pulling the trigger to shoot the gun in this, it just feels so mushy. I would prefer a little bit tighter spring in there. So I guess there you have it. If I could basically take the triggers from this, put it in here. I even would take these buttons, put it in there. The buttons, I guess I'd leave the same and have these controls. So for the same price, basically, what do you want more? Do you want better control here, or do you want better control there? And that's where it is, because this is the better like steering. Basically, this is the better throttle, or yeah, let's call it throttle, because for a driving game, that's what we would use. Better trigger. And even though this doesn't have much feel, it's still adequate, because realistically you're just holding it to do whatever, and you definitely know when you've pulled it in either controller. $70 something for the Pro. Comfort when holding it. Originally I felt pain in my hand, but after using it for the week plus, and I'd switch periodically between the two in the game scenarios while doing a playthrough, I realistically found no real difference in the hand comfort once I kind of got used to it, and your hands hold basically the exact same way. There we go. I'm going to hold up the other one again. So there is a difference with how this covers, because this doesn't have that same sort of size there. So it is a lighter controller, so if that matters to you. I didn't turn on the gyroscopic feature or install any specific software, so it just worked with the sensitivity right out of the box, which is really nice. I think I'm keeping it, so that should tell you what you need to know. Is it perfect? No. Should you go out and buy it? Well, it won't work as well for a Xbox wirelessly. Apparently you need a separate control receiver to plug into your Xbox to make it work there. So if you're looking for a PC only, definitely this is a good choice. Again, not perfect, but very good choice. And it does depend on what games you play. So I think this will be my secondary PC controller for multiplayer games, which will be mostly like my Lego Star Wars. But there you have it. There's the GuliKit KingKong Pro 2. I'll leave it up to you if you want to give it a shot. I definitely think it's worth checking out for these Halifax switches, and see if you can find that compromise with these buttons. Thank you very much for watching, and please subscribe for more content. Have a great day.